Hi, everyone. I'm excited for this webinar, Lillian and Phil. My name's Julie Roth-Novak. We have a big group joining us today, and I'm really excited to introduce, I want to say for the very first time, because this product has been in beta for a few months, but our Photo Hub product, and show how people can better leverage, more easily leveraging AI and new technology, their photos from early stage in the sales cycle all the way through proposals, and even post proposal. So before we get started, just to do a quick intro, Lillian is our SVP of Customer Success and Operations, and Phil is our COO and runs our product team. So you guys make it so much easier to do these webinars because I know if I can't answer a question, you guys can answer the question better than I can. But for those of you who are joining us, if you could actually change or go into your chat and say where you're zooming in from, we would love to know where you can actually change it to everyone. I think you have to still do that in Zoom in the webinar chat. And I see someone from Colorado Springs. I saw when I was looking at the registration list, I saw all over the US. I saw a couple people from Europe, Texas, Miami, Connecticut. Shout out to Maryland. I did a University of Maryland tour with my daughter. For University of Florida, I should go through all the colleges that my daughter's applying to. Virginia, I'm mad at you. You guys said no to my daughter. She's gonna kill me if she ever sees this. But I think today, if we could answer your questions throughout, feel free to ask questions along the way. And actually, we're going to have a little interactivity to this session. So I hope that you guys have your phones with you because we're going to do no trick questions, a few questions to make our product better. So why don't we can jump right in, Lily?
Yeah.
Share your screen.
Yeah, we'll jump right in. I see a lot of familiar names on the calls
Yes.
and then some new names too. So we're excited to have everyone here joining us.
Yes. So great. So as I mentioned, I have Phil and Lillian here with me. Really excited to introduce our new product called Photo Hub. It was in beta for a few months, so many of you guys have been playing around with us, giving us feedback. Oh, good. We have Mexico in the house too. Love it.
I love when we have Mexico and it's February in Chicago.
I know. It's very cold up north. We're in Chicago. We had our New York party Monday night, and it was like zero. It was very, very cold in New York. So I think I'll jump in. And for those of you, we have about 20% of people that are not our first webinar to PartySlate. Just to give you a little bit of background, I started the company, I can't believe it, 10 years ago. And I was planning large scale corporate events and fundraisers. I was looking for new ideas and great venues all over the country. And all I could find were kind of some of the legacy wedding platforms out there that didn't really speak to me on doing these larger scale events. And I used a website called Houzz that I'm mildly obsessed with, Houzz, to redesign my kitchen. And after 20 years in the digital agency and technology world, I felt like lightning struck. I needed something like this to get inspired and to find the best contractors. In my case, I was looking for a kitchen contractor, but in the parties I was planning, I needed great venues, great caterers, great planners, and ideas. And 3 years later, I quit my digital job and started PartySlate. The original vision, you can go to the next slide, was really about the front of house, really helping people connect with venues, connect with planners. But as I started to understand the industry better and what our consumers wanted, I realized that your photo portfolio is like marketing gold. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You go to the next slide, I actually think it's more than 1,000 words. Just a quick story. Many of you have probably been to Four Seasons out in Beverly Hills. They have this beautiful hallway, but during the day, this entranceway to their event space, it's not that it looks bad, but it would be hard for a couple to envision what this could look like at night. So a new venue manager was going on a tour and she wanted to quickly show them how dramatic this entrance could be. It was a big budget. She really wanted to sell it. So if you go to the next slide, she typed in Photo Hub, draping, uplighting hallway, and this gorgeous photo. This is the same hallway that we're looking at during the day and what it can look like at night. And this really helped her sell the couple on how dramatic it could be entering the ballroom. So in this case, the next slide, you really can say, your photos are worth more than 1,000 words. It could help you actually close a big client. So we believe content, your professional photos, your videos, it's the currency of this industry. And you probably only use 1 or 2% of them on Instagram, on your website. Luckily, your PartySlate profiles are hopefully all full with beautiful photos, but we really think you could do more to leverage your content. The challenge on the next slide is really, you need your photos from the early stages of exploring, getting that right photo on social media, on marketplaces, on blogs, articles, but you also need your photos during that connect stage where you're having meetings, Zooms, tours, you're creating mood boards. And then finally, even that final proposal, a lot of times, or even post proposal, you're still needing to recall and pull up that perfect photo at the right time. And sometimes I hear from you on the next slide. A lot of times I hear only one person on our team knows where all our photos are. I often hear I can't find that right photo. Sometimes I call this the doom scrolling, where I know I have that photo and you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and you can't find it. I often hear like our photos are all over the place. This isn't necessarily, we're not talking about photographers where this is your full-time business, but I hear this times 10 from venues, planners, caterers, et cetera, that they don't have a perfect system today to have your photos at your fingertips. So we are here to help. And what we have created is a solution to help you drive revenue at every stage of the client journey, helping you access the right photos right when you need them. I think the best way to actually walk through this, you go to the next slide, is to actually show you how it works. You could click next. Oh, there's a little delay for some reason. I don't know why. So basically, I'm for some reason not seeing the next slide.
Oh,
I wonder if we are,
did my internet just go out?
maybe your internet just went out. Do you want me to take over?
I'm coming back right now.
Bill, what slide do you see right now?
I am seeing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
my
want to
internet just
help.
went out.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. We always try to prepare for every possible scenario that can happen, but I'm gonna pull up my slide, or we could go right to the demo.
Let's go to the demo.
Okay, let's go right to the demo. So we're gonna go to the demo, we're gonna skip through, but Photo Hub is an easy way for you to store, find, and share all your content. And so what we're going to show you is our first edition of the official Photo Hub product that launched last year. And I'm going to start by showing, should I share my screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to log in.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? You guys know what happens in live events. So this is a live event. And so we're going to go right to my screen. So you guys know the front of house, the PartySlate profile. So I'm just going to use the New York Palace because we just had a fabulous event with them on Monday night, and they're really taking advantage of a lot of our features. So what we know about this front of house profiles, it's a great complement to your Instagram. We get about 4 million people visiting PartySlate every year, looking for incredible venues, planners, and caterers. Our research has shown the first thing they do is they look at your beautiful event spaces. So we created these little experiences where people can actually look. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Okay, guys, I'm going to go back to Lot Palace. Hold on. Here we go. They go first to the event spaces, then they go to the gallery where they're looking at all your different events. Then they look at your testimonials and then your vendor connections. And your vendor connections are showing, let's say I'm looking for a planner. You can see all the planners that have worked at the New York Palace, which is a great way to help each other sell. So Lillian, do you want to go back to your screen now? We can go through the demo of Photo Hub.
Yes, let's do it. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. This is how you know that it is actually truly a live,
It's
a
not
live
recorded.
experience. So let me just pull it up. All right.
Great. So we went through the front of house, which is the public profile page. Now we're going to go to the back of house, which is called PartySlate Pro. And there are two distinct tools in PartySlate Pro. In this new release, we've clearly separated your profile manager, which is how you actually update your public profile. I like to say it's so easy to use. My mom could do it. She's 84. And then you have your photo hub. This is your private photo archive that is AI driven. So back to the New York, the palace. Let's go through the palace. Let's go in here. And we are now in there. There's over 2,500 photos. Many photo hubs have 100,000 photos. We're working with Colin Cowie to transfer, 30 years of photos into their photo hub. And let's say you have an important couple coming in and they're interested in looking for inspiration for wedding aisles. And show me some of your past events, the wedding aisles at the palace. So now instead of the manual tagging, we have AI tagging all of your photos. And so all of the aisles come up, and let's say, Lillian, we want to see aisles they're interested in the Madison room.
Yep. So maybe they're on site and they fall in love with a specific room. We have set it up now with Photo Hub where you can actually create custom tags. So in this case, at the Palace, they have a tag called Madison Room that pulls up all their albums where the event happened at the Madison Room. So when I click apply filters, now it's filtered specifically for aisles that were hosted in the Madison Room. So it's just a much more curated set where you can create a truly customized experience for.
We've heard from a lot of venues that photos by room are important. And now you can actually tag your events by the primary room. We understand that you have multiple spaces within your event albums, but if let's say 90% of the event was in the Madison room, you can tag it with Madison room. So now we're looking at aisles in the Madison room with that custom tag. So let's say now you want to share these aisles with this is early in the cycle. We're not saying this is your inspiration boards and this isn't the designer or the planner. They just want to get an idea of some rooms. So now you can click on the photos that you want to share from the Madison room. So you can see the gold. Now it's selecting it in gold. And now we can create a simple photo board to actually share. Maybe you can call this aisles in the Madison room. Perfect. You can link for Jenny. And you can say the link expires in 21 days, or you can say the link never expires. You can generate the link, and then you can actually send that link via text, via email, instead of those bulky photos like, this is such a clunky process. This makes it really, really streamlined with the Palace branding at the top. And so we've gotten really positive feedback on this feature. It's kind of meant to be that impromptu sharing. We're like, hey, have you done this before? Have you seen this before? To share those photos in a very, very seamless, elegant way. One other thing maybe, Lillian, we could share is how to do a tour with your new photo hub.
Yeah.
So we actually worked with the Palace and created 2 types of tours. So we're going to actually filter on our album tags. Let's just type in tours. So we have 2 tours. We have a corporate event tour and we have a wedding tour. So let's go to a wedding tour first. So now we can go full screen. Let's click on the first one into the preview mode. And let's hide the information there. So now you're actually, okay, a couple's coming in and they want to see the flow of, not the empty room, but the flow of from the couple walking into the courtyard, going up the stairs, maybe signing the ketubah or the getting ready room, all the way in through the ceremony. Then, of course, you have the changing over of the room potentially. So you have your reception, then you have your dance floor and the actual celebration, all the way through showing the celebration in a couple different ways in case you have a couple that wants to see it in 4 or 5 ways, the dance floor, the band. And then I like to always show at the end, who knows, the after party, because God knows you have to have an after party these days. After your wedding, showing kind of the DJ. So again, this is just one example of how you can preset those common photos for a tour for a wedding. And then if you go back to the corporate.
And Julie, how hard or easy was it for you to create these? How did you actually?
Well, I will admit that I did it last night with the client in about 3 minutes. I created this. So obviously they will do it in a more thoughtful way, but the corporate event tour, which is another tour that, you're bringing in like, hey, this is a big brand. Let's say, Nike or Lululemon, because I spend so much money for my teenagers at Lululemon. Lululemon wants to do a big event at the Palace. They can't picture how the brand brand activation is going to work. So starting in the courtyard, let's show this amazing VOOV application activation. Let's wow them with the US Open invitational that they do in the courtyard, all the way through showing, hey, if you have a classroom setting style presentation, you could have that in your corporate tour, branding activation. So you can go through the next couple just to show different ways to amplify your brand in a really unique way, all the way through entertainment to panels, to the end, possibly having a beautiful dinner. So again, this is a very different tour than your wedding tour. This is really trying to help you visualize how you can activate your brand at the palace. Phil, did I miss anything?
No, I mean, I think what we're really trying to show here is, the ability to use custom tags to group your content in ways that you want to in order to sell effectively. And so that could be very different for people on this call. I think what we're showing here is a pretty common use case, which is rooms, and kind of event spaces. But I was on the phone with the Four Seasons the other day that wanted to organize by food. They were showing food and beverage a lot. They wanted to show different food and beverage options. They wanted cocktails, canapes, plated dinners, stations, and have an album for each one of those and an album tag for food and beverage. And so the point here is really not to get overly technical, but it's just you can customize these organization tags in the way that you sell your space or your business and your services.
Yeah, so Phil, you mentioned event spaces. So the Palace has probably 13, 14 event spaces, but there's 7 primary event spaces. So of course you can do your custom searches like on on wedding aisles and arches. But if someone's very, very interested in the drawing room, you can click into the drawing room. If they're very interested in the gold space, you can click in there, and you can keep collecting what I like to call your money shots, the shots that really, really show the beauty of that space and the versatility of that space, what an event space looks like with the bar in the center of the room, what it looks like over to the side, different, a reception style versus a seated dinner, dance floor, no dance floor. I love the library, by the way. It's such a beautiful, beautiful room. Showing the library, for more of a loungy reception versus a ceremony signing. That really gives flexibility of space. And again, from a planner use case, we're showing a venue. You could have album tag called destinations, and you could have a mountain setting, beach setting, desert setting, however you think about it, or the most popular is just, again, using our AI search to find that specific, and maybe just do a couple more searches like arches or et cetera. I am amazed at how accurate the computer vision AI technology is, that maybe every once in a while, you're like, why did it pick that photo? Like, why did it show the tennis photo in arches? It saw something that looked like an arch, probably the architecture of the courtyard that brought it in. But the majority of the photos are going to show a wedding arch or chuppah of some sort.
We just had a question come through. How does one add a custom tag to a photo? And I think what's important to note is that the custom tags we're showing here are on the album itself. As of right now, you can't add a custom tag to a photo individually. However, the way that our search works is as long as the thing you want to tag that photo with is in the photo itself, it's a visual component of that photo, you don't need to tag it at all. Anything that's visually seen in the photo, we are actually doing, you can kind of think of it as back-end custom tags so that you'll be able to search for it within your AI visual search. So in many cases, you don't need to tag an individual photo, but it's still helpful to see that maybe
I love that Katie said amazing, because tagging is a lot. That's why we built it this way. So we're going to auto tag your photos, but from an album organization perspective, we know each business is unique. And so we want to make sure that you can organize your albums, not just by, maybe you can show how to do a wedding or corporate event type. Of course, you're going to do those type of album tags. But like, again, we were just on the phone with Colin Cowie, who's a partner, really helping us to build what's coming next. And they do it by destinations. And so he can create a tag called mountains, beach, etc., and bring up all of those events that fit that setting.
Yeah, so why don't I show people how you can do it if you're interested? And it really is, it's so flexible. It can truly, to Phil's point, think about it how you run your business. So in this case,
and before you jump in, someone asked about, can I use photos also for my iPhone? Absolutely.
yes,
People are dumping, I don't want to say dumping, they'll make it more elegant, transferring, storing iPhone photos because they're going to be automatically tagged. And it's not just like, yes, Apple does some AI tagging as well, but we're doing event specific terms. So if you put in the word charger, you're going to see plate chargers, not an iPhone charger.
And I think one other thing to differentiate with this new launch, with Photo Hub being separated from Profile Manager, your photos are actually, they are completely separate. So you can really think of anything that's in Photo Hub truly as your private storage. So if there are images that you have that are maybe iPhone photos, for example, where you don't want to use them for marketing purposes to have them being shown to everyone, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can think of it like your Dropbox or Google Drive, except truly supercharged and built for the event industry. So whatever you put into Photo Hub will not automatically appear on your PartySlate public profile. All right, let me show you how to do the album tags. So if you're in an album, I'll click edit. You'll see there's these options for all these different tags here. You'll see in this case, it's tagged ballroom, formal, glamorous. I mean, there's a lot of different tabs. Madison room, that's the room that we were searching at earlier. This event did take place in a few different rooms, but the Madison room is the one that's predominantly in a lot of these. So it is tagged that way. So then when we go back, and the way that it works is when we searched for aisles, as an example, we can actually filter specifically for anything that has that tag. So if you're a venue, you know people are selling space by space, it's really specific. This pulls from the album tags that you had already previously entered, and it's searching for anything that's visual. So we could also search for arches, as an example, and filter for Madison Room. And it's just really flexible. And so this is pulling up a few different photos of different arch specific photos. Should we talk about the Canva integration, Julie?
Actually, let's show the photo boards really quickly.
Yes.
So the photo boards, all of these different kind of often asked questions that the palace gets, they've created some saved photo boards like ballroom dance floors or wedding arches, wedding aisles. And the one that you just created, Lillian, aisles for Madison Room for Jenny, is here. And let's say the next, 2 weeks later, Lisa is asking for aisles in the Madison Room. You can actually, if you go quickly edit photo board, that gold bar below really helps you do everything. You can actually change the name of this. You can make it expire in 7 days. Yeah. You can add more photos. It's really a flexible workspace for you for all future presentations you're doing.
So Jeffrey just asked, is Photo Hub an additional subscription or an added cost? And what is the storage limit for images? So Photo Hub is included with all of our current PartySlate members. So if you have a membership with us, you will have access to Photo Hub. And there is no storage limit for images. So you truly can think of it as your go-to place to store everything that you have. Katie asked, what is your recommended workflow for uploading when we receive huge shared galleries from planners or photographers? Well, I'm glad you asked, Katie. The way that we recommend is if you go into albums, you create a new album, take those photos that you got from the photographer and just put in all 1,000. You don't have to worry about curating, don't have to worry about selecting. Because this is your private storage, it's not on your public profile, so you don't have to worry about curating it and calling it into the top 20 or 30 photos. And once you have it in here, your search will run on everything. And so let's say you have 1,000 photos. There might be some images of someone's cousin eating a piece of cake that you know you're never going to need. Well, you're probably never going to come across it because when you do your specific searches, unless you search for someone eating cake, that image is never going to come up. So you can really put everything in there. And with our AI powered search, it'll just pull what's most relevant.
Could you go back to the upload page just to show how easy it is? So there's multiple ways you can do this. So if you are kind of one of our higher packages, Premier and Platinum, we have a lot of services included. So we will help you do this, but we are offering to everyone today who is a member to help you transfer your content from your Google Drives or your Dropboxes over to Photo Hub, a one-time transfer. The reason why we're doing this, and I'm just going to make this really clear, is this is a brand new product. We think it's going to be an industry-changing product, but we want feedback from you guys to help build the best possible product for the events industry. In order to do that, we want a lot of people, and we know you guys aren't shy, but giving us feedback on what is going to make it better. So we want to create a bunch of power users. To get the power users, meaning you're accessing it 2 or 3 times a week or daily, we need to have all your photos there. So we're going to, on our dime, transfer your photos at no additional cost.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to show here is if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can upload photos from your device. You can upload photos for PhotoHub, from a Dropbox for Google Drive. Again, if we're going to do the mass transfer, Lillian will help connect you with our CS ops team, and we'll just set up a 15-minute kickoff call, and we are going to make that happen for you very quickly.
Yep. And
I'm not in trouble for offering that.
No, definitely not. Julie, we want everyone to use this.
Yeah.
And so Katie also asked, is PartySlate meant to be our long-term archive or a curated marketing library? And I love that question because I do think with your public profile, you can think of your public profile as your curated marketing set of photos, but PhotoHub is meant to be your long-term archive. Like I said, you don't have to worry about curating. Include the photo of the cousin eating the cake. It's never going to come up in your AI search, and you're never going to need it for marketing purposes. Suzanne asks, is there a lower membership option available for just PhotoHub? I really need the organization and storage features. We want to help you, Suzanne. At the end of this call, there is going to be a QR code that you can scan to talk to someone on our team, and they will be more than happy to share with you the different options that are available.
So we have pretty much a tools only package called Portfolio. You still get the public profile page included. That is our kind of low cost self-service package. We'll still do the setup for you, but it doesn't include as much as the curation of the albums and the labor cost to do your public profile. But this tools kind of specific package called Portfolio is really a great solution for people that are looking for just the tools.
Yeah. And Oniki asks, what's the process to do the transfer? So same thing, Oniki, at the end, there's gonna be a QR code, scan it, and someone on our team will reach out to you. And it's a really easy process. We do ask, obviously, for access to your Dropbox, Google Drive, wherever it is that you have your photos. Once that access is granted, our operations team will help transfer all of it into our Photo Hub. You'll see it appear. From there on out, you know, when you get new photos in from photographers, you'll just upload it. But that way you have a completely full starting point to go off of. And the fast process.
And yes, Lindsay can help you. Lindsay, we have a lot of great CS reps.
Yeah.
But at any of your reps, you can just email them right now or scan the QR code.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see the chat is really active, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Matthew says, speaking from a property who's been involved in beta testing the Four Seasons Hotel Philly, this feature is amazing. We're loving it. Oh my gosh, Matt, we didn't even ask for anyone to share words of love, but we love to hear it.
We love the Four Seasons Philly.
We love the Four Seasons Philly.
Helping us with our beta from the very beginning. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Lynn, do you want to go back to Photo Hub just so we're not on this?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go back and we'll take some more questions, but just to a high level, if you start from the home, if we can go back to PartySlate Pro Home, I just wanted to give the high level of this new release that happened last week. And Phil, I want to give you and your team a shout out. You talked to probably 30, 40 customers on what was confusing about the beta, what did they like? And beta just means an early version of the software. One thing we heard is we want clear separation between this private photo hub. You can have your celebrity photos in there. You can have all the photos, the Google clients that don't want you to share any photos. Everything is private in Photo Hub. That is separate from your profile manager. Your profile manager is how your public profile, you can edit it. Again, like my mom could use it. It's super easy. If you have Premier and Platinum packages with us, we do this for you. You can also do it yourself. So those are the two tools that are part of PartySlate Pro. So I just wanted to set that up. Phil, did I do that right, Phil?
No, you did great. And it's something we take very seriously. Photo Hub is your secure private database of photos, your workspace, and Profile Manager is obviously what you want to share with the world. It's your curated list. And so can't like say that enough. These are two very separate products with different use cases. And so you should think about them very differently.
Yeah. And for the tools only kind of package portfolio, you still will be in the directory. You're just after Platinum or Premier, which we'll get. Again, that's more about the advertising or inquiry side of it. But on the profile manager, you still will have access to that. And you'll have this beautiful selling tool that does complement your website and complement your Instagram. But Photo Hub is really the exciting 2.0 of PartySlate. So, sometimes you and your businesses, you open a new venue, you offer new services, you become from a local planner to a destination planner. For PartySlate, this chapter 2 is, yes, we're top of funnel. Yes, we have this beautiful, I'm biased, but best in class profile page that is SEO optimized, and all the optimizations that we did last year has really increased our traffic. But this 2.0, and you can click on Photo Hub now, Lillian, Photo Hub is really where we're talking about today. This is the secure private area where you can store, search, and share your photos. I would love to show Canva before we don't forget. Phil, are there more questions that I'm missing?
I think we got
Let's show
most of
Canva.
them. Yeah, let's go to Canva, and I'll run through all of them at the end too.
Okay, perfect. So in Canva, and actually maybe Tara can send out a link for anyone who doesn't have the Canva integration set up. It's really easy and fast to set up. It takes 2 seconds.
Can you show it from the actual homepage where they can link to integrations?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So if you go to your PartySlate Pro homepage under integrations, there's this easy tab to click where it says under Canva, click launch. It'll launch a pop-up window. Actually, let me just. So, okay, if you click launch, it'll launch our PartySlate app. You'll see a little purple button that will say open. When you click open, it will ask you to connect. Hit connect again. And then you're going to want to allow access. And then now all of the photos that you have in Photo Hub will automatically appear in Canva. No more downloading and re-uploading. I know it's a pain. You don't have to do it anymore. And what's also amazing is that AI search experience that we just showed you is completely accessible here in Canva as well. So let me just pull up a template. I know that everyone here has their favorite templates that they like to use. When you have the PartySlate app pulled up, you will be able to, just show it here. You'll be able to type in, for example, disco. And now in 2 seconds, your disco images automatically appear.
Who doesn't love a great disco party?
I love a disco party. We've done a few good disco parties here at PartySlate. You can choose some fun disco images. The images just automatically appear. You also do have the ability to filter. Some of those different tagging options that we just previously talked about are also available here. You can sort it by portrait, landscape, if you're doing social media. I know everyone wants portrait images. And of course, if you have a specific album that you have in mind, you can filter by that as well.
And there's some questions going directly to host and panels. You can change it to everyone if you want everyone to see your question. Not a big deal. Some person said, what if they don't use Canva? Phil next is going to talk about other presentation tools that we're going to be integrating with, but I'd love to hear from you guys, what other tools you use. I mean, I use Google Slides a lot. There's a lot of other tools where the integrations are pretty straightforward, but I always say things are really easy. And then the product team comes back and say, hey, it's not that easy, but we're working on integrations with your favorite tools. But Canva by far, when we did our research, was the most popular tool in the industry. So we started with Canva, but we're going to continue to integrate with many, many tools to make this the easiest way to get those AI tagged photos wherever you do your work. Yeah. Did I say that right, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Canva is definitely far and away the biggest tool people use where they want their content searchable and accessible and easily put into to marketing materials and other things you create there. But from the product team perspective, if there's other places that you're doing this work, Google Slides, we definitely have heard that. Please let us know because we build things based on feedback. So put it in the chat. Phil@partyslate.com is my email. Feel free to email me or reach out. We love getting feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. What I heard the most about the Canva integration is it's so powerful to not have to download and upload those photos.
Big time saver.
And so what I often hear people say is, wow, my proposal or my mood board was even more customized because I didn't use, and again, we know each proposal is unique and you're going to make it custom, but you have access to so much more content that it can just make it more powerful that you've heard that client and you've heard their aesthetic, you've heard which room is important. And this just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I've heard people say, I will use the same 10 images for every single proposal because it's already in my Canva.
Yeah.
And you know that you want to customize, but it's always a pain. So now you don't have to be limited to just the 10. You have access to your entire photo library. Should we show Instagram?
Yeah. And someone asked, will we share a step-by-step instruction guide to set up Photo Hub? Absolutely. We will share that with you. What we are offering to everyone on the call is a custom guided, just 15-minute setup session with you. So we're going to have a QR code at the end. And if we can help you with this onboarding, honestly, wouldn't take more than 15, 20 minutes. I think setting it up correctly the first time will be helpful. It is really intuitive. We hope we've built it in a way that you could do it without any help, but we think that 15-minute Zoom will not only allow you to kind of hear that step by step, but it's also an opportunity for you to give us feedback. And we're in that learning mode right now. And the more feedback that we can give Phil and his team, the better.
And can I actually shout out one other feature that's new with this launch? And that's if you go to that little question mark in the top right there, we now have a new help center. So getting started is right there. Petra for how you might get started with. There's a photo hub section as well. In addition, in the bottom right, there is a chatbot. So you can actually ask, how do I get started with photo hub? And it'll give you some instructions. But of course, your CS rep is, your customer success rep is also a great resource.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had this knowledge base, and so it's a really great resource.
I didn't even know that was live. Can I be honest? I'll be transparent with the team. So I knew this was coming. I haven't seen it live yet.
Surprise.
This is great. Surprise. What a great present, Phil. Thank you.
So there's a lot of amazing content in here. And my favorite is this little AI Ask AI, because you don't have to search through all the questions then. You can just get your questions answered right away. All right, so let's show them Instagram.
Yeah.
So let's say, well, Valentine's Day is coming up. Maybe you are running, maybe you run the Palace's social media page and you need a romantic photo to post for Valentine's Day. Let's say I want to do a photo.
Dancing?
Yeah.
Dancing.
Okay, let's do dancing.
Yeah. Ooh.
There are some good dancing photos. All right, this one looks great.
Yeah.
So we have the photo that we want. You can now download the image directly to your desktop. And maybe you want to also know who the vendor partners are. So under all the albums, there is a spot where you can actually store all of your tagged partner information. When you go to that album, you'll see at the top right, if you included your tagged partners, you can click copy Instagram handles. And I'll click copy again. You have all the partners that worked on this with you, and they're all tagged in here. So if I go to Instagram, I'll click create a new post. I will drag in the image that we just downloaded, click next, and I click paste. And there is my post. You'll have to write a caption, but all your credits are already here. That took 10 seconds. Yeah, less than 10 seconds to do. So that's a really powerful resource to anyone who's running the social media.
And we didn't talk a lot about those partner tags. We made it really easy, even if they're on PartySlate, they're not on PartySlate, to tag the people that worked on the event. And so this is just a great way to keep track of your partners. Another thing you can do, this is just a little shortcut in the notes section. If you were to click like edit on this one, just so you can show, you can actually just, if you have like a long list, like, oh, I'll add the partner tags later. I'm not discouraging you from procrastinating, but let's say you have a long list. You can actually this is a private, remember, this is private. No one else can see this. You can add a little note in here with all of your pre-formatted tags, just so you have them. Or you can write a little note about the event or about something special to jog your memory when you're actually showing this. So we just tried to make this like a workspace that helps you recall specific things about the event, but also format it in a way to help you share it on other platforms like Instagram and Canva.
All right, well, I think anything we missed? I think those are all the features we're excited to show people about.
Yeah. So the one other thing I'll say in your albums, if you go back to filters, let's say you're doing a big event with a planner and the customer or the client is coming through, and let's say you want to pick one of the planners that you've worked with. Let's see if we can find a planner here, like Adam Lefelt Productions. I don't know if we have any albums. I guess there should be. Then you can pull up all the albums that Adam Lefelt worked on. So it's just a nice way to like jog your memory about who you worked with on what, but also to help you sell. Like, oh, we know your planner. You know, we've done many events with your planner at our venue. Phil, any questions you're seeing?
We have a couple more, but I think we've answered most. One was, so when we upload photos to PhotoHub, they're uploaded by album that we create. And yes, when you're uploading, you're at the same time creating an album that you can name whatever you want. It could be an event itself. It could also be a group of photos that are from many events that you want to upload. But that group of photos gets uploaded together as an album. And again, if it's in PhotoHub, that's private to you, of course. Another question, again, it was asked again, just to clarify, you can tag albums, but not individual photos. Also, is there a limit to the amount of albums you can have? There's no limit to the number of albums, unlimited photos, unlimited albums. There's no performance issues if you upload a lot of content. We have people uploading really decades of content at this point. And yes, at this point, you cannot custom tag individual photos, but give us that feedback that that's something you'd love to do, and we'll take it into consideration.
We heard that in New York Monday night as well. They're not saying, do I need to, tag aisle or arch? We know that happens automatically. We have heard a couple of people say there might be a specific product or something that just can't be seen. So again, all of the feedback you give us, we prioritize, we sort through them, we look at what will add the most value, and then we build our roadmap. So as much as I would love to like redesign my entire house, I kind of prioritize my kitchen. And so I started with my kitchen and then, go to the rest of the house. That's kind of what a product roadmap is like, is what are we going to work on next? It depends on what is most valuable to our customers. Someone else asked about, when I'm in Dropbox, I have them organized by event, can I bring that over? The answer is yes. And so if we go back to show, let's go back to the Palace, maybe we can show the tags. When we do the one-time transfer for you, we will tag those albums with the event type. And then you'll have those tags ready to go. It's super easy to do it.
Yep. And during the one-time photo transfer, the way that we do it is so we'll match the organizational structure that you have in your current Dropbox, Google Drive, wherever it is. So these album names will actually reflect exactly what your event name is, it'll match the folders that you have.
Great. Should we go back to the deck, and then Phil, you can keep looking for questions that are coming up, but let's go back to the presentation, because we do have a couple of next steps and a couple of people asked for that QR code, which I'm excited about.
So first we have some questions for the audience.
Phil, are you going to do this?
Sure. Yeah, so just a couple of kind of interactive questions here and some things we'd love to learn more about, but you can use your phone actually and take a photo, or open up your camera to look at that QR code, and it'll take you to the poll itself here. But the first question is, at what point in the client journey do photos have the most impact for you? So
people are
trying to understand
responses.
Yep, there we go. It'll come in live.
It's live.
And it's varied, as we've heard.
I like to see like which one's winning. It's like a contest.
It is fun to see as the numbers start rolling in. And I feel like there's oftentimes there's a leader, but we'll see.
Yeah. Do I get to vote, or do I don't count?
I think you don't count, Julie.
The interesting thing is, I'm hearing from customers that we have already done the photo transfer for, that even after the contract is signed, they're using it for follow-up meetings.
Yeah.
But we know you have your set of deliverables, like your mood boards and your other things that you do. So finding photos for those custom things like in Canva are great, but sometimes it's just those onesie twosies, like answering a question, like, why do I have to spend 30 minutes doing my doom scrolling looking for that photo? Now I can do it in 1 second.
For sure. And those are oftentimes the really specific questions where you need a specific photo to actually answer.
Yeah.
So we are seeing first response to an inquiry in the lead. venue tours are live meetings. That makes sense. Proposals and contracts, follow-ups after meetings. And the last is referrals, partners, and social. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, that's how do photos create the biggest impact on revenue for you? So do they help clients decide faster, increasing perceived value of events, reducing back and forth questions, supporting higher prices or upsells, or making follow-ups more effective? Where do you find the most value that when you have the right photo at the right time, you're able to actually impact your revenue?
Mhm.
Okay, this one we have helping clients decide faster, jumped in the lead quickly.
So Lillian, your panel in New York Monday night, I thought it was really interesting, the examples that people gave that one client actually decided to go with another venue because they couldn't picture a 200-person event in a larger event space. And the venue sales leader said, hey, hold on one second, sent over some pictures, got on a follow-up call, and actually closed the business because she showed a smaller footprint in a big venue. Oh, now I can picture it in there.
Yeah, I think a lot of venues with large spaces can probably relate to that, where if you set up the room in the right way, you don't need 500 people. 200 people will make it feel full, but you need the image to have the client actually understand what that feels like. All right, should we go to the next one?
So it looks like we have a winner here. Well,
it's close.
I'd like to, one more minute here because I like to see the feedback coming in. Helping clients decide faster, like we know time is money, and everyone has had those clients. I hope I haven't been one of those clients. We're back and forth, can't decide, blah, blah, blah. And this seeing that picture, like, okay, I could picture it. I could picture it. But I also think increasing the perceived value is something else. Like you want to sell a concept and they can't picture it. So the Palace Monday night, it's fresh on my mind. They transformed one of their side rooms that's beautiful into a diner, an old school diner with draping and uplighting and a black and white floor and booths. And like to sell that to a corporate client or a wedding couple that wants an after party, like I think the perceived value could really, really go up there.
Yeah. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's next. We've already gotten some great suggestions in the chat for some things we might want to explore building, but we just launched Photo Hub and it's the biggest product release in a while, but it's important that we just keep innovating and keep delivering things that you all need to run your businesses better. And so I'll go through a few things that I'm excited about us being able to explore the rest of this year. The very first one is making it easier and faster to get your content into Photo Hub. So this has come, directly from feedback in the past, but we have very good upload tools today. The Dropbox integration, uploading from your device is really speedy, but it still takes effort, it still takes time. That's why Lillian's team, is there to help get all that content in. But we're looking to invest in bulk upload tools, integrations that allow content to flow kind of seamlessly into Photo Hub. So it's not this thing you have to remind yourself to do or do yourself every single time you get content in, if that makes sense. So easier to get content in the first time and continuously keep Photo Hub updated with all of your images is something we're looking forward to working on this year. Number two is permissions for teams. So I know not everybody on the call necessarily has a big team, but certainly some of you do. And, as more and more of the team and of your staff ends up using PartySlate, we want to be able to give everybody control over what individual users can and can't do. You might not want the same permissions for your summer marketing intern as your owner or your sales director. And so that's coming quickly, that I think some teams will be pretty excited about. We also want to support other file types. Obviously, the name is Photo Hub. We're starting with photos. We think photos still kind of rule in terms of what gets people to sign on the dotted line and what gets people to really understand the capabilities of your venue, of your services. But we know video is becoming more and more important in kind of telling your venue or your company's story. And so, we're going to kind of include, video support, explore other file types as well that you'll be able to store and utilize in Photo Hub. Moving over to kind of the profile manager or the public facing side of the product. The inquiry form is something we're going to be looking at early this quarter. So specifically for all the hotels out there, hotel blocks, making sure that hotel block information is front and center in that inquiry, because we know how much value that includes into an inquiry itself, sometimes even more than the event in terms of revenue impact for the hotel. So making sure we're asking for all the parameters that help drive revenue in that inquiry is something we're going to be doing very soon. In addition, more CRM integrations. So I know many people on the call are already integrated with Triple Seat, which is a very common CRM. And not everybody here uses CRMs, I know that. But if you do, we want to integrate with more. And what that means specifically is, instead of copying your leads from your PartySlate profile, from specifically the profile manager section of PartySlate Pro, or the email we send you, instead of copying and pasting that over to your CRM, your leads would flow directly into your CRM. No copy and paste, no moving around to different products. And you can follow up faster with those leads, and save time. And so we're looking to expand that. The Delphis, Dubsados, Salesforces, Honeybooks of the world that we know you all use today, we want to make sure we have the similar ease of use with leads flowing into those CRMs. Lastly, AI tools, and I know this is the big buzzword now, and there's a lot of in the news about AI and how it's impacting businesses, how it's impacting small businesses. It's very buzzy. I'm not just putting this up here for the sake of it. We're actively exploring, researching, testing AI-powered features that we're going to ship in the next year. And so you can think, you might have heard about agentic AI or intelligent agents that can handle parts of your day-to-day for you. Smarter content tools, how do we organize content within the app automatically without needing a lot of this tagging and things like that. Things that actually can save you time in your day-to-day in your workflow. And I don't want to share too many specifics here at this stage, but as the years goes on, we're going to be sharing much more here, and we're pretty excited about that. And I think that pretty much covers it for the things that we're excited about moving forward. But again, quick plug, if there are things that are not on this list that you're very excited about, please let us know.
And in fact, if they scan this QR code, they can actually tell us right now. So we're going to stay on this page for maybe a few minutes so that you have time to type in any ideas. I know people are using the Zoom chat to share ideas too, which is awesome. Phil is on the line, so if he's reading that chat, he is seeing what people are saying, but this is also a great way to share any thoughts that you have. This is actually one of my favorite things to look at after our webinars.
Because we've actually built a lot of the things people suggested, which is exciting.
We have, and I think the whole goal of what we're trying to do here is to make this be as useful as possible for all of you. You guys wear so many hats, you are so busy, you're constantly juggling a lot of different balls, and so the more that we can build out our PartySlate tools to help you in your day-to-day, the better.
Yeah. One attendee asked, can you add notes? Again, like adding vendors to albums. I think that was earlier in the call. I did show the notes section, which is, again, this is like a little notepad for you. No one's going to see it. It's just for your team. It's getting that institutional knowledge within your photo hub is such a great way to onboard whether it's an intern or a social media person or a new salesperson. I mean, imagine the power of a new salesperson having all that institutional knowledge that you might have in your head, which is great. We do have another question from a furniture rental company. As you guys are typing, I'm just, I'm elongating the time here. This is like TV talk, stretch out. Ken would like to search by product names. Again, this is the feedback we're looking for so that you can organize by product. Right now we have album tags. Does that mean product tags? Those are all the types of things that we would like to hear your feedback. We found the most common use case with PartySlate is to find an element or an event space or a particular type of setting or design or partner you've worked with. So we did that first. Now, fast follow the next, 4 to 8 weeks. We can't wait to build the most mission critical features.
Yeah. Okay. I think everyone who was typing is done typing. So we're excited to see your ideas.
Great. And again, feel free to put Phil's email address because you offered, Phil. So
I
I put
did.
your email address in the chat that people can also email you directly. And again, you would be helping us and helping the industry by giving your feedback. So we really, really appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know we referenced that QR code a few times now. This is the QR code that you can scan to schedule to talk to someone here at PartySlate. Whether you're someone who doesn't currently have access to PhotoHub and you want to figure out how do you get access to PhotoHub, we'd love to help talk to you about that. Maybe you have PhotoHub access right now and you want to figure out how do I get all my photos from Google Drive and Dropbox onto PhotoHub? Same QR code. So we would love to help you do a lot of things. Even if it's public profile related, please scan that and someone on our team will get back to you. And with that,
Actually, while people might still be scanning, so let's just keep this here for a second. I do want to say, with the events that we're having across the country, this year we are hosting 10 events all over the country. We had our New York event this week, which is amazing. Our Miami event is next. We're partnering with the St. Regis, which we're really excited about. After that, I think now you can click to the events. I just wanted to give them a second to scan.
For sure.
We do have a calendar page live. Miami is March 18th. Boston is May 13th. Chicago, July 14th. I'm really excited for Dallas. We just got this one August 4th. Boca in Florida, October 21st. And then Denver, November 11th. And we are also finalizing dates for LA, Napa, and a couple other cities. And if you are a venue on this call and interested in partnering with us, we did do an RFP last year, and we have so many venues that want to get the exposure to the PartySlate community. I think we had 95 venues respond, and we're always looking for people for hand raisers. In addition to our official events, we also offer our customers the opportunity to be a media sponsor. And so the media sponsorship is we'll amplify your partners, we'll share your photos, we'll help promote your event. And of course, we want to help you be successful through the PartySlate network. And if you are with this QR code, if you're interested in any of these events, you can actually just write that in the notes section. So scan the QR code and say you're interested, and we'll make sure we follow up with you. Also on the events landing page, actually, Tara, maybe you can actually put that into the chat as well. There's a space where you can request an invitation. We always prioritize our members first. And then we do offer a limited set for prospects as well that want to learn more about what we're doing at PartySlate.
Well, thank you everyone so much. I feel like this was a very, very active chat. Thank you everyone for your questions, all of your thoughtful feedback, and we are just really excited to continue building this out for you.
Yeah, I think early on in the deck, we talked about content being your currency. If we can help you leverage that content to find the right photo just right when you need it, if we could help you increase your close ratio, even by 3% or 5%, close a couple more events by having those photos at your fingertips, save you some time. We know you work on the weekends and at nights. If we can make your sales process just a little easier, whether it's the integration with Canva, finding the photos through PhotoHub, or just having that institutional knowledge when a new consultant or a team member starts, having it all in your head is not a scalable process. You got to come up with ways to make it easier for not only your team, but for your customers to access, or your clients, that information. So we are very passionate about it. We're very geeky about all the new innovations that AI is allowing us to unlock. And this is a product, I know Phil and I talk about this, that I've wanted to build for about 7 years. I kid you not. And I want to give a shout out to Phil, the product team, the dev team, for last year bringing the beta, the early version to market. And last week was a big milestone for PartySlate with the official launch of PhotoHub. So thank you to the PartySlate team that brought it to life, and thank you to our early testers. Many of you guys are on the Zoom or with us today, and I can't wait to get more power users and more feedback from this incredibly creative and talented and hardworking community.
Yeah, thank you all so much.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. And we will send the recording out to everyone if you want to share it with other people on your team. Thank you.